Hello everybody, this is Maniac4Bricks, and I'm here today with a LEGO Town set. This is set number 6664, and if you want to learn more information about this set, you can find it all in the description below, and partially in the title about the name of the set. I don't remember off the top of my head, so all will be supplied in the description below about the piece count, original price for the set when it came out, the year that it came out, and so on. So, taking a look at this set, first thing I wanted to note was the instruction booklet is not your traditional booklet. It's actually more of a giant, huge folded page. I mean, these are really big instructions for each step. I mean, take a look compared to my hand. It's honestly, I feel like this is way bigger a piece of paper than it really needs to be for each step. But it is clearly outlining everything you need to do to build the helicopter mostly, because the motorcycle only takes a few pieces to assemble. So as far as this set, I picked this up at a convention for about $12. So compared to what I've personally paid for it in 2016, it seems like it's an okay value. Granted, the figures are not the most valuable, but they are nice to have in a smaller set, and for the amount of pieces that are in here, I would say that's about $12 worth. Even the motorcycle itself, sometimes on the resale market, would be maybe half the value of what I've paid. So, taking a look at everything, the police officers are pretty much the same to each other. The only difference is that the one officer here has more printing on his helmet. And I find that kind of interesting that only one does and not the other. I've already checked and everything is right in the, in the parts and everything. It's not like missing any parts. But maybe this is supposed to be more of your motorcycle cop, or it could be it shows it on the front page that it would be the motorcycle cop, but you could really use either one in either way. Also, wouldn't it be a little bit dangerous to have sunglasses underneath the helmet? I'm not really sure how that ever worked out for LEGO City Folk. But there he is on the motorcycle. It's actually a really nice molded piece. I wish that LEGO still did some variation of this more modern day. I mean, yes, they do have larger motorcycle builds, but something smaller like this, a little bit more in scale with the minifigure would be pretty nice, and still have a whole bunch of ways to attach studs on the sides. Got the lights in the back, the antenna for radio, because when you're riding a motorcycle, you need some music with you. That didn't quite work. I'm not really sure. I think the wheels always came on to the motorcycles. It's not something you actually have to assemble. Or maybe you do. I can't really remember. I've built a few of them, but I haven't really remembered if you put the wheel in the back. Usually I get it with the wheel on there. But I do like the trans clear wheel that is in the middle of the front one, at least. I believe it's also on the back. You can stand this up pretty well. It's just pushing it, and it might be a little bit difficult, as you saw a few times. Now, for the helicopter, for the main primary part of the set, main and primary are totally redundant. Anyways, it's a very simple helicopter build based on the 90s and early 2000s style of helicopters. I've talked about a few sets before, and I still haven't reviewed, but I will get to it at some point. The Metro PD station from LEGO Island that uses a similar helicopter build. They do have a bit of variance between them, and it's not bad. The back area actually has a little bit more space on it, and in some ways you can consider that a con because it's so, unfilled in here, like there's open studs and things. But I think that actually adds to a little bit of benefit for it because, first of all, it gives it a little bit more shape. It also gives it some, ways of building it the slimmest way possible, so it could encourage some building techniques. And it just has some nice pieces that are used on top, for this little area. So we're using the little police logos on both sides for the panels just to fill in. It does have a little bit of space in there, but I think that's okay because, if you were to look at a helicopter, it would have a little bit of, space in between that might not be filled in, just for mechanics or whatever. It spins pretty well. Doesn't really do bad for spinning. The propeller, I always have a little bit harder time because it's a smaller piece and I have bigger hands. So it works. Just can't really get it spinning for as long a time as the earlier one, but not too bad. It's a good looking helicopter. It does what it needs to do. It's very basic. It doesn't really have any place to put accessories. And neither of the minifigures even have accessories in here, which kind of would have been nice, but I think it's okay as is. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below of what you think about the set. Have you ever owned this set? And we'll see you next time with more LEGO videos. You can check out plenty of other town and city reviews that I've done on the channel. Plenty of other helicopters I've reviewed through polybags or just larger sets and different types of helicopters over time. Sometimes they call them polycopters, I believe. Bricksmith also called them polycopters in one video on his channel. So we'll see you next time with more LEGO videos. And I actually have another thing to share with another LEGO set if you see that review coming soon. So we'll see you then.